Now, this is a deeply disturbing story. It's about Donald Trump's approval ratings being high among Republicans. Now, if you don't like the show, and I don't know why you wouldn't, and you're a big fan of Donald Trump, maybe those two things might be connected. You're gonna say, of course you don't like this story, he's so popular. No, he's popular among Republicans, and I am disheartened by the two different planets that we live on. So let me share the info with you. Gallup's most recent weekly survey, conducted from February 5th to 11th, showed President Trump's job approval rating among self-identified Republicans at 86%. All the lies, all the bumbling, all the hypocrisy, the affairs with Playboy models that evangelicals claim to care about, 81% of them voted for Donald Trump. They're like, multiple affairs with Playboy models, high five, right? I can't get into the literally hundreds of lies that he's told. It misses them completely. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Now, the Democrats on the other side gave Donald Trump a whopping 7% approval rating. So, one side of the country thinks Donald Trump is killing it, 86%. The other side, 7%. We just don't live on the same planet anymore. And by the way, it's partly because we're not getting the same information anymore. So a lot of the Trump voters, well, they watch us. Just look at the comment section. But other than us, they don't watch a lot of other things that give them actual information. So you think they're reading New York Times stories? You think they have intellectual curiosity and they're like, I wonder what the National Review wrote about this? That sentence almost never uttered by a Donald Trump voter. So no, they don't care. They're getting their news from Fox News and from online sites. Almost every right-wing online site is filled with lunacy, not remotely attached to the facts. That's where they get their information. So to them, they're like, I don't know, everything I read online says Donald Trump is a god among men, that he might rival Zeus for how well he throws lightning bolts. Okay, is that what Zeus does? Okay, and his hammer is larger than Thor's hammer, even though he has tiny hands. No, in fact, Gateway Pundit told me he has giant hands. Okay, and whereas Democrats are, of course they also get news from some folks who lean to the left, but they also get news from regular news outlets and things that are true. Okay, but it's actually a little bit worse than you think. Let me show you two more polls. SurveyMonkey polling from the first week of February shows a similar pattern. 89% of Republicans said they approve of Trump's handling of his job as president. 89%. I'm going to come back to that point in 1 second. And the share of Republicans who strongly approve in the mid-50s for much of last year is up to 61% of Republicans. That is normally a mid to low number, because it might be one thing to say about a politician, yeah, I kind of like him, he's kind of on my side. It's another thing to say, no, that's my guy, I strongly like him. 61% of Republicans saying they strongly like Donald Trump. So one side that is disconcerting to me is that we're not getting our information from the same people and the same sources. So there's just two different fact patterns leading to two different conclusions for two different parts of this country, and I don't know how we're gonna put them back together. The second part that is important here is, I'd like to break a myth that the mainstream media puts out there. So I'm not the one to say the mainstream media gets it right every time or that they don't have a bias. I think they have an establishment bias. I think they love the status quo. That doesn't mean they make things up out of whole cloth. But one thing that I think that they get wrong is, oh no, Donald Trump is an aberration. He's not like the other Republicans. The other Republicans are good people, wonderful people. How could Hillary Clinton call some of them deplorable? No, Donald Trump is an outlier. And by the way, Hillary Clinton tried the same strategy. Oh no, good Republicans are gonna vote for me. Good luck with that, sister. How'd that turn out? And by the way, what I view to be uninformed Democratic politicians still saying, oh no, we're gonna get the Republican voters in the suburbs. No, you're not. No, you're not. The overwhelming majority of Republicans love Donald Trump. You're not gonna get their vote. And mainstream media, get it through your head. He's not unlike other Republicans. When it comes to Republican voters, he's very much like them. That's why they like him so much. So stop making excuses for the Republican Party. Now, look, the Republicans would tell you, you don't need to make excuses for us. We think he's awesome. We think he's fantastic. He's doing a tremendous job. And that's why his ratings among Republicans are BIGLY, okay? But if you're one of those mainstream guys and you think Trump is unstable, which he most certainly is, lies all the time, which he most certainly does, these are all provable, and you've seen all the terrible things that he does, well, understand that the Republicans stand behind him almost completely. That for them, all the things that you think are problems are not the bug, they're the feature. So stop making excuses for Republicans. They are Donald Trump. What you just watched was one of the videos that we do today, but we actually do a whole 2-hour show every single day. It's a podcast. You could watch it in video or listen to it as audio. You can download it, you can stream it, and you get it completely ad-free if you could become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.